What is good, YouTube? We are back with another banger, as y'all can tell. We got some different shit, kind of. Not really, but kind of. Trying to knock out some reactions. I know I've been bullshitting y'all the past couple of days. I've been gone. I've been gone. You feel me? I've been gone. So we're trying to come back with these reactions. We got your life as every level of witness protection. As y'all can see. Seems like a good little reaction video. Seems like a good little informational video-ish. Let's get right into it.
Your life as every level of witness protection. Level 1. The applicant. You're sitting in a federal building somewhere in the Midwest, hands shaking slightly, as you sign documents that will erase your entire existence. Everything you've ever been, everyone you've ever known gone. The U.S. Marshals stare at you across the table, their faces revealing nothing. They've done this hundreds of times. For you, it's the only time that matters. You didn't choose this. Nobody chooses witness protection. You choose testifying. Witness protection is what happens after, when the people you testified against decide you're a problem that needs solving. The prosecutor explained it carefully. Your testimony will put away a crime boss who's ordered 17 murders. That testimony also makes you the most wanted person in 3 states. The choice isn't really a choice. Testify and disappear, or decline and probably die anyway. The marshals explain the rules. You can't contact anyone from your old life. Not your mother, not your best friend, not the person you were supposed to marry next summer.
Wow.
You can't visit your hometown. You can't use social media. You can't keep photos or letters or anything that connects to who you were. One marshal, a woman named Chen with 20 years in the program, watches you process this. She's seen the reaction before. The moment it hits, that you're not leaving your old life temporarily. You're leaving it forever. They ask about skills. What can you do? What jobs have you worked? They're building a new identity, and it needs to be believable. You were a dental technician in Philadelphia. They nod. Dental technicians exist everywhere. That's good. If you'd been a Broadway actor or a professional surfer, this conversation would be harder.
Get fast, powerful relief of your worst symptoms, like nasal congestion. Claritin clears.
Before you throw another controller, maybe break up with your lag instead. Switch to Optimum Internet with 99.
Ordinary is valuable now. Ordinary keeps you alive. The paperwork takes hours. New name, new birthday, new social security number, new employment history. They're not just changing your identity. They're creating a person who never existed, but needs to have existed for the past 30 years. High school transcripts, employment records, rental history, the bureaucracy of a human life fabricated in an afternoon. You ask about your dog. Chen's expression shifts slightly. Pets complicate things. Animals are recognizable. People remember a specific breed, a distinctive marking.
You can't even keep
Plus,
dog.
your dog is registered with the city, has vet records, exists in databases. Bringing the dog means leaving traces. You start crying. It's the dog that breaks you, not the family or the career or the apartment you love.
You can't even take
Chen
the dog
slides
with
a
you.
box of tissues across the table and doesn't say anything. There's nothing to say. Level 2. The relocation.
Part, nigga.
They move you in the middle of the night. 2 marshals pick you up from a safe house where you've spent the last week in isolation. The car's ordinary, a sedan that could belong to anyone. You're wearing clothes you've never seen before, carrying a single bag with items purchased yesterday. Nothing from your old life made the cut. The drive takes 6 hours. You don't know where you're going. That's intentional. The less you know, the less you can accidentally reveal. You try to track direction by the sun, but exhaustion wins. When you wake up, you're in a different state. Different climate, different everything. The apartment is furnished but impersonal. IKEA basics in a complex that looks like 10,000 other complexes across America. The marshals walk you through everything. Here's your lease under your new name. Here's your employment offer letter from a dental practice that knows you're in the program. Here's your new driver's license, your new birth certificate, your new entire life in a folder. They drill you on your backstory. Where did you grow up? What high school did you attend? Where did you work before this? The answers need to be automatic. If someone asks casually at a barbecue, you can't hesitate. Hesitation is suspicious. Hesitation gets you killed. Inspector Chen stays an extra day. She takes you to the grocery store, the bank, the DMV. Ordinary errands that feel surreal. You're using a name that isn't yours to buy milk and open a checking account. At the DMV, when they call your new name, you don't respond at first. Chen nudges you. You have to become this person completely. The old you can't exist anymore, not even in your own head. Before she leaves, Chen gives you her card. It has a number you can call if you're in danger or if you've been recognized. She tells you something that sounds rehearsed, but isn't. Most people in witness protection are never found. The ones who get caught make mistakes. They contact someone from before. They post something online. They go back to visit. They convince themselves just once won't matter. Just once always matters. Your first night alone in the apartment, you sit on the couch and realize you can't call anyone, can't text anyone, can't post that you're okay. Everyone you know thinks you've vanished. Some probably think you're dead. Your mom has filed a missing persons report by now. Your friends are searching, and you can't tell them you're fine. You're not allowed to be fine. You're not allowed to exist. You learn your new name by writing it hundreds of times. Michael Reeves becomes David Torres. You practice the signature until it's natural. You create memories that never happened. You went to Central High School in Phoenix. You worked at a practice in Tucson before moving here. Your parents died in a car accident 10 years ago, which is why nobody can meet them. The lies become truth through repetition. This is who you are now. This is who you'll be until the trial ends and the threats disappear, which might mean years, which might mean forever. Level 3. The integrated witness. 6 months pass, then a year. The person you were fades like an old photograph left in sunlight. David Torres becomes real through accumulated mundane moments. You know the barista at the coffee shop near work. You have a dentist appointment next Thursday. Your neighbor asks if you want to split a Costco membership. These tiny threads weave into something that resembles a life. Work is strange at first. The dental practice knows you're protected, but not why. They know questions aren't welcome. The other technicians are friendly but careful, sensing a boundary they can't identify. You're competent at your job, which helps. Insurance claims don't care about your past. Root canals don't require backstory. You make a friend, a teacher named Marcus who you meet at a bookstore. He's easygoing, loyal, the kind of guy who invites you to everything without pressure. Every conversation is a minefield. He asks about your childhood. You recite the script. He wants to meet your family. You explain about the accident, the grief you've processed, but never quite moved past. He believes you because why wouldn't he? People don't assume the person across from them is living under a false identity. The friendship deepens over 4 months. But you can't sustain closeness built on fiction. Every good moment carries guilt. Every time he calls you by your name, you flinch internally. He deserves a real friend. You're not that anymore. The marshals check in quarterly. Different inspector each time, rotating to avoid patterns. They ask if you've been contacted, if you've noticed surveillance, if you've broken protocol. You haven't. You follow every rule because the alternative is dying in a parking lot somewhere.
See? Dollar Shave Club just has great razors at a great price and no bull.
You want to file free? Hit it.
Level 4. The testifier. 2 years after disappearing, you get the call. The trial is scheduled. You need to testify. They fly you back under heavy security. Different city, federal courthouse, marshals everywhere. You're in a hotel room with blinds that stay closed and guards outside your door.
Wow.
This is what everything was for. The prosecutor preps you for 3 days. She's brilliant and exhausting, drilling you on details from years ago. What did you see? When exactly? Who was present? Your memory is sharp on some things, fuzzy on others. She sharpens the fuzzy parts through repetition. Not coaching you to lie, but helping you organize chaos into coherent testimony. The defense will try to break you. They'll question your character, your motivations, your perception. They'll suggest you're lying for immunity, for money, for attention. You need to stay calm. You need to be credible. Juries convict on testimony they believe. The courtroom is smaller than you expected. You enter through a side door, marshals flanking you. The defendants sit 20 feet away. Men you watched commit murder. Men who've been searching for you for 2 years. Men whose lawyers are about to try destroying you verbally because they can't do it literally. You swear to tell the truth. Your real name is on the court documents, the one you haven't used in years. Hearing it spoken aloud feels like encountering a ghost. The prosecutor walks you through that night. Where were you? What did you see? Identify the defendants. You point. They stare back with expressions that promise things words can't. The jury watches everything. 12 people who will decide if your last 2 years meant something. Cross-examination is brutal. The defense attorney suggests you're mistaken about who you saw. Suggests the lighting was poor. Suggests you've been coached. Suggests you're testifying to avoid your own prosecution for unrelated matters. None of it's true, but he makes it sound plausible. You stay steady. You've practiced this. The trial lasts 3 weeks. You testify for 2 days total. Other witnesses corroborate your account. Evidence supports the timeline. The jury deliberates for 18 hours. Guilty on all counts. You're not in the courtroom when the verdict is read. You're already gone, returned to your protected life before the defendants' families can organize retaliation. The prosecutor calls to thank you. Justice was served. Lives were saved. You did the right thing. You hang up feeling nothing resembling triumph. Level 5, the permanent ghost. The threats don't end with the conviction. Appeals will take years. Associates still operate outside prison. Some crime families consider revenge a moral obligation that transcends generations. The marshals recommend you stay in protection indefinitely. You agree because the alternative is pretending you're safe when you're not. David Torres continues existing. You get promoted at work. You adopt a dog who doesn't care what your name is. You build friendships with people who will never know you completely. You watch your niece grow up through photos your sister posts on Facebook, a page you view through anonymous browsers on public library computers, never logged in, never leaving traces. You think about Michael Reeves sometimes. Wonder who he would have become if that night never happened. Wonder if he'd be happier than David. Probably not. Happiness isn't about names or locations. It's about safety and purpose and the small dignities of ordinary days. Your mom died 3 years ago. You found out 6 months after the funeral, reading an obituary online. You couldn't attend, couldn't risk exposure, couldn't say goodbye. That's the cost nobody mentions when they talk about witness protection. You don't just lose your identity, you lose everyone attached to it. Some mornings you wake up and forget which person you are. The confusion lasts only seconds, but those seconds contain a specific vertigo. Then the dog needs walking, and there's coffee to make, and David Torres has a life that requires living. So you live it. Not the life you planned, not the life you would have chosen, but yours nonetheless, purchased with courage nobody will acknowledge in a sacrifice nobody will remember. The testimony saved lives. That has to be enough. Level 6, the mathematics of erasure. 17 years in protection now. You're approaching 50, which feels impossible. David Torres has existed longer than Michael Reeves did. The borrowed identity outlasted the original. Sometimes you wonder which one was real. The crime family dissolved years ago. Key members died in prison, others took deals. The organizational structure that made you valuable as a target doesn't exist anymore. The marshals suggest you could potentially exit the program, return to your original identity if you want. Resume contact with surviving family. You consider it for exactly 1 afternoon. Then you realize Michael Reeves is a stranger. You don't know his favorite restaurant anymore. Don't know what music he'd listen to. Don't know if he'd recognize his own reflection. 27 years old when he vanished. That person is gone more completely than death could accomplish.
I'm a little bit tired.
I wasn't always here, but thanks to Purdue Global, I got my literal dream job.
At least the dead get funerals.
She's hitting it. I don't know.
Michael Reeves just stopped existing one Tuesday, and the world continued without noticing. Your brother still lives in Philadelphia. You could call him. The marshals would facilitate contact, help navigate the reunion. But what would you say? Sorry I missed 2 decades. Sorry I couldn't attend Mom's funeral. Sorry I let you think I was probably dead. Want to grab coffee and pretend none of that matters? Some disappearances are permanent regardless of permission to return. You stay David Torres. Keep the dog. Keep the job. Keep the small life you built from nothing. It's not the life you imagined at 27, but nobody gets that life. Everyone compromises with reality eventually. Your compromise just came with different paperwork. The Witness Protection Program protects approximately 8,000 people currently.
Damn.
Hundreds enter each year.
I know that shit.
Since its creation in 1970, not one participant who followed protocol has been harmed. Perfect record, perfect erasure. You're part of that statistic now. One number in a database that proves the system works. Proof that ordinary people can make extraordinary sacrifices when justice demands it. Proof that you can lose everything and still wake up the next morning and walk the dog. The choice you made in that federal building wasn't really a choice, but everything after was. You chose to survive, chose to build something from nothing, chose to keep going when going back wasn't possible. That's not heroism exactly, just the stubborn insistence that your life means something even when nobody knows your real name. The trial was 17 years ago. The defendants are still in prison. The people you helped save by testifying went on to live full lives. They don't know you exist, don't know they're breathing because you sacrificed everything. That's fine. Justice doesn't require an audience. Some nights you still dream about Michael Reeves. In the dreams, he's 27 forever, stuck in that moment before everything changed. He's not happy or sad, just frozen. A photograph of a person who never got to become who he might have been. Then you wake up, feed the dog, make coffee. David Torres has work at 9. The life continues because it has to. Because you bought it with courage nobody will acknowledge. Because somewhere in a courthouse filing cabinet, your testimony still matters. The protection program gave you a new identity. You gave yourself a reason to use it.
I'm sorry, y'all. There we go. That shit, I don't know why. That shit low-key lost me, bro. If y'all enjoyed this one like I did, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you for all the support, man. We are on the road to 500 subs. I'm gonna fuck with y'all. Peace.